All right, today we're heading to the roof of the world, to a place that's really defined by its breathtaking scale and some pretty stunning extremes. We're talking about Ladakh, a land of high passes, ancient monasteries, and a truly one-of-a-kind identity.
So to really wrap your head around Ladakh, you first have to grasp just how big it is. I mean, we're not talking about a small region here. This is over 59,000 square kilometers. That makes it the largest union territory in all of India. Just try to picture a vast, high-altitude desert that stretches out as far as you can see.
You know, that kind of scale brings up a really fascinating question, and it's going to be the one that guides our whole journey today. How do you govern a place of such epic proportions, a region with its own unique culture, literally perched at the top of the world?
So here's our game plan for digging into that. We'll start by getting a feel for its sheer size. Then we'll travel through its legendary high passes. After that, we'll discover its life-giving waters, dive into its rich history, and finally, see how all of that shapes the Ladakh we know today. Okay, let's start our journey right at the top, just setting the scene and really appreciating the incredible scale of this place.
You've got to picture this. Ladakh is literally cradled by giants. To the north, you have the incredible Karakoram Range, and to the south, the rugged Zanskar Range. And these aren't just any mountains. They are massive natural walls that have shaped everything about Ladakh's landscape and its destiny.
Now, what's really wild is the sheer verticality this slide shows. The highest point is the peak of Soltoro Kangri, and the lowest point is way down in the valley carved out by the Indus River. That massive difference in altitude creates this incredibly dramatic and diverse landscape. So, with mountains this big, you need a way to get through them, right? And that brings us to Ladakh's famous high passes, or as they call them locally, La. And when I say high, I mean we are talking world record high. Ladakh is home to the world's highest motorable road, the Kaishula Pass, and the second highest, the legendary Kardung La. These are just incredible feats of engineering, and they're not just for show, they're vital lifelines connecting remote valleys for trade, supplies, and access to the rest of the world.
Kardung La especially has this amazing nickname, the Gateway to Valleys. And for centuries, that's exactly what it's been, the crucial link to the Nubra and Shoak valleys, unlocking some of the most remote and beautiful parts of the region.
All right, from those dizzying heights of the passes, we now follow the flow of life itself in this dry landscape, water.
And in Ladakh, one river is king, the Indus. It flows right through the heart of the region, and it's no exaggeration to call it the backbone of Ladakh. It's the main source of water for everything, farming, drinking, just sustaining life in this high-altitude desert. But the wow factors don't stop with rivers. Just take a look at Pangong Lake. This isn't just any lake, it's the world's highest saltwater lake, stretching an incredible 134 kilometers long. It's so huge it actually crosses the international border into China, and it holds the title for the largest lake in the entire Himalayan region. Pretty amazing.
You know, a dramatic landscape like this is bound to shape a deep and resilient culture. So let's turn to the rich history and the human heritage of Ladakh.
You can see that connection between the land and its people right in their homes. Traditional Ladakhi architecture is just a masterclass in sustainability. They use materials sourced right there, stone, timber, and mud, to build structures that are perfectly adapted to that harsh environment. And this history is marked by some really key moments. You can see its ancient spiritual roots with the founding of the Namgyal Tsimo Monastery way back in 1430. Then, fast forward a few centuries to 1933, the Ladakh Buddhist Association was formed, which really helped shape its modern cultural identity. And of course, in recent memory, the region's strategic importance was thrown into the spotlight during the pivotal Kargil War in 1999. And that conflict is definitely not forgotten. In fact, every single year on July 26th, the nation observes Kargil Vijay Divas to honor the heroes of the war and to commemorate India's victory. So how has this unique geography and this rich history shaped Ladakh's journey into the 21st century? Well, that brings us to our final section.
A huge turning point happened very recently. On October 31, 2019, Ladakh was officially made its own union territory. That's a type of administrative division in India that's governed directly by the central government. This change, which happened under Article 240 of the Constitution, really marked the beginning of a brand new chapter for the entire region.
And this new status meant a new administrative setup was needed. Radhakrishna Mathur was appointed its first lieutenant governor, and Leh serves as the main hub and largest town. Local governance is handled by the Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council,
which is an elected body made up of 30 members. And to tie this diverse region together, there are 3 official administrative languages: Urdu, Hindi, and English. It's a choice that really reflects the complex cultural and historical fabric of the area.
So, from its towering peaks to its new political identity, Ladakh really is a land of superlatives. But as it carves out its own path as a Union territory, it's facing a new future. And that leaves us with one final question to think about. For one of the highest inhabited regions on Earth, what does the road ahead actually look like?